You're watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, permanent makeup. What you need to know if you're considering having any permanent makeup to your brows, lips, or eyes. With us, we have an expert on the topic. She's the go-to person in the desert, Sheryle Taffolla. Sheryle, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Randy. Happy to be here.
So welcome back. I think you were on the show for the first time like 10 years ago. Or
long time ago.
Maybe
We're
even
old
more
buds.
than that, right?
Maybe even more than that. Time flies when you're having fun.
And today you're not really wearing makeup, right?
Today I'm not wearing added makeup to the brows, eyes, and lips.
Okay, good.
I have to put powder on, so I'm not shiny, Randy.
Now, for people that don't know your center, New Age Glamour, who's the typical client that comes in? I mean, who's doing this?
The typical client that comes in is the client that has to get up every morning and put on their makeup and be out of the house. You guys haven't made. We have steps we have to do. We have to put our brows on, we have to put our eyes on, we have to put our lips on. And it takes time. If you can have that on when you wake up and when you get out of the shower, you're a much happier person. We also do many parasurgical procedures, women that can't get their makeup on, women that can't see, women who have had strokes, women who have essential tremors. You know, it's a blessing for them. That type of work is really what gives you the biggest joy in your life. The rest of us, we just want a little added help.
Now, the desert is known for a lot of healthy people in their 80s, 90s. Do people come in? I mean, they still want to look good at that age, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Are they doing this?
Oh, yes. We're not going to stop trying. Are you kidding me? 80s, many. One client in general just couldn't see anymore. I mean, it becomes very hard having to use a magnifying mirror and see and apply makeup. So, yes, absolutely, we want to look good in our 80s, 90s.
But you're in an industry, I guess it's not regulated. So what do women need to know in picking somebody that's going to do permanent makeup?
Oh, you have to be so careful. You just have to really see their work, know they've been in business, and just see it. See it on them, see it on their clients, ask questions. Do they know proper sterilization? This is an ungoverned, unlicensed, unregulated field, which means anybody can do it and everybody is. So you're dealing with the blood.
And it doesn't cost more to go to somebody like you, right?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, you can find it as inexpensive as $150, and you can find it as expensive as $1,500 a procedure. So we're kind of in the middle, but you never shop price. You always shop technician and knowledge. If not, things can go very wrong.
So what are the age ranges? I mean, when should somebody do this, by the way?
Well, there's no really age group. The younger people are getting into it now after the Kardashians, and the young girls are doing things at a younger age. Used to be our age group would be probably 50 to 85 was our biggest group. Now they're coming in at 20s, 30s, 40s. So because it helps, you know, it just helps to have your makeup on. And we don't do anything that follows style or fashion. We want to enhance the beauty of the person. So if somebody comes in and they want something outrageous, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that to them, especially young girls. They might be professionals someday and they wanted a brow that curled around the side of their face. I'm not going to do it. So
natural brows, and we'll start with brows. I know you brought some photos, and you brought a model here today.
Right.
I'm immediately, by the way, knowing you were, coming here, and you were bringing somebody. I'm thinking, boy, these brows are probably going to be really high. And they're not.
No. You never want to do a brow too high. You want to follow the natural brow bone. It takes somebody that knows makeup to know where the brow bone is. You have a starting area, an arch area, and an end area. And you measure that out, and you have to follow the natural brow bone. You don't want a surprise look, and you don't want a droopy look. So all brows are done with a template first. Nothing goes permanently.
What does that mean, a template first?
Nothing permanently goes into the skin until we've decided on shape first. I mean, would you like it if you just came in and I said, okay, I'm doing this, and you don't get to see what you're going to get?
Do you get a sample, so you draw it on there first?
I draw it on first. And sometimes drawing the brow on takes longer than the actual procedure because we want it exactly. We want that client to look in the mirror and go, oh, wow, that's how I want my brows. And then we outline it with a sterile marking pen and we duplicate it. So there's no chance she's going to sit up and go, oh, wow. That wasn't what I had in mind.
Now,
they know exactly beforehand.
Are there places in the desert, people trying to do what you're doing, that don't do that step first?
Well, of course, they're everywhere. That's part of your research.
So drawing it on first, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer on that
They wear them home, not me. There's a lot of people go, no, I'm the artist. I'm going to show you. And then, whoops, I don't like that. This is not erasable. This is semi-permanent makeup.
So you get a lot of referrals.
Right.
from plastic surgeons.
Absolutely.
What do they send you?
I'm the icing to the cake to their facelifts. So they take off a good, 20 years. I come behind, take 10 off. We also hide the cosmetic surgery scars. So after they're healed, we come behind and we can add a flesh color, or if they have separation in the hair, we can fill that in and we can camouflage all that. But they still need makeup even after their surgery or before. And it just makes a huge difference. If they have it before, a lot of women go, gosh, I felt like I looked good even though I had my facelift because my makeup was already on. So it has many benefits, yes.
So is the biggest benefit just not having to get yourself ready? In fact, you said that to me. You said men are so easy. It's so easy.
Right. Time is money, and time is short. We don't have a lot of time. If you can save yourself a half an hour in the morning, get out of the shower, or even let's say the young girl's got a boyfriend and she wants to wake up in the morning and still have her makeup on, but she wants to wash her face before she goes to bed. Amazing. Amazing.
Okay, good. So you brought some photos.
I did.
What are we going to look at? And what do you want to start with? You want to start with brows?
Start with brows. And brows have come a long way. There's different types of brows now. Before, there were only powder-filled brows. Now there are 3D hair stroke brows. There are micro-stroking brows. There are brow embroidery. They're all called different names, but it's basically all tattooing. It's how the tattoo is applied. So some people like just a powder look, like they put powder in their brows, and others want to actually see hair stroke, a very defined hair stroke look, and others say, no, I want the hybrid brow. I want the hair stroke, but I want you to powder in between. So brows are very personal. They make a huge difference in someone's face. They erase age. They lift the face, and they have
because as you get
options
older,
now.
men too, right? I mean, definitely you lose some brows.
Oh, absolutely. We do men as well. Men have the
Men
brows
are coming into this?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It lifts and makes them look younger too.
Now with younger people, because you don't know where they're going to age. So what do
Right.
you have to take into consideration when you're doing a younger person's brow?
Their natural brow bone. You never do anything that follows style or fashion. But you want to follow where their hair would be. And
So the bone, right? The
you
ridge
follow
around
the
the
bone.
eye.
Yes,
Interesting.
absolutely. So you're not going to put it way above the bone. You're not going to put it way below the bone. Even if they're younger and they age, their hair is still going to be somewhere. So what we do is on their touch-ups, which they do usually annually, it will, if they want to lift it a little bit, we'll over time a little bit tweak it. But you don't want to surprise them. You want to look like you. A good surgeon knows how to do it too. A good surgeon, and you have a good lift, they're going to say, God, you just look refreshed. You just look good. The same thing with good permanent makeup. It's not detectable. You don't want to see it. You want to be natural. So it's virtually, if somebody has it, if you didn't know me and you saw me on the street, you'd never know I had permanent makeup.
That's true.
That's how good it looks.
Did you do it yourself?
Absolutely.
You did?
Yes. Did my own brows, eyes, and lips.
Back to the brows. I mean, that probably doesn't hurt, right?
It's so funny. Misconceptions. Out of the three, the eyeliner hurts the least. That's because the numbing agent, when it hits the sweat tissue of the eye, numbs up. So eyes are the easiest of the three. Everybody goes, oh, I'm so afraid of my eyeliner. It hurts. It's so scary. It's not. It's done with the eye shut. And the numbing agents are great. We have a great doctor in Hawaii who put together these great numbing agents, and they're safe. And they're for lay people like us that can't use the heavy numbing agents. And they're very effective.
Eyeliner hurts the least. In fact, Amanda, who works here, who you met, she was saying, oh, I couldn't do that eyeliner because it seems like it would hurt.
Everybody thinks they can't do it, and it's the easiest of the three. Everybody thinks it's like putting in a contact or having an eye exam, and it's nothing like that. The numbing agents are so effective.
But you go light. I mean, it doesn't have to be big, dark, like Cleopatra kind of a look.
We're not going to do style or fashion. I can't state that enough. However, we have women that just want a tiny lash enhancement, and then we have women that want a heavier liner. It is up to the client what they desire. I'm not going to tell them what they should or shouldn't have. If it's wrong, I'm definitely going to consult them and say, let's not do that. Let's look at an alternative solution. But no, some people want just a light liner. Some want a medium, some want a heavy. So let me give you an example of a very natural brow, eye, and lip procedure on a gal who is very natural and likes very natural makeup.
So what you have done? I mean, this looks pretty natural.
Right,
obviously.
and her eyes are 2 days post-treatment. So people say, oh, I have to be out of commission, I have to hide in the house, I can't go out. Not true. Her eyes are a little puffy in that picture. She went right back to work, and was fine.
So why would she, look, her brows look pretty good and she looks very young. So
Right.
why would she want to get her brows done?
Because her brows didn't look that good before we started.
They
She
weren't
was
full?
missing
They
she
weren't-
was missing areas of hair, and she had lost a little bit of the arch. And as you lose hair, you become less symmetrical. None of us are 100% symmetrical, but you can tweak it a little bit and make the symmetry better.
So in this particular case, these brows are not super high. I mean, it's a very natural, youthful
Right.
look.
Right. If somebody is unhappy, if they've lost the front of their brow, they have a scar through the brow. A lot of people who have had strokes, one brow is higher and one's lower. So we can bring this like this just by tweaking the color a little bit. Bell's palsy, perfect case. Women that have Bell's palsy always have one side that's droopier. So we can actually lift that brow a little bit. And on the eyeliner, on the droopier eye, we will add a little bit more liner on that side and a little bit less on the other side. And to the eye, it makes it look more symmetrical. So it's amazing.
So there's a lot of art to this.
Well, yes, there should be a lot of art.
I mean, so I know it's permanent makeup, but it's like you're an artist. I mean, do you consider yourself an artist?
I consider myself definitely an artist, and people that are doing it without artistic ability, it's frightening. You can't.
Do you see it?
Do
so there's bad work out there. I know you don't want to go negative.
I do not want to go negative.
But there's bad work out there.
I can't do everybody. Obviously, I'd be dead. But the main thing is for people to search out and seek a good technician that has some background, that is artistic. Let me see your work. Same thing with body tattooing. You can have somebody that does a rose that you're like, I need to cover up, and you can have somebody do a rose that just is 3D and comes off of the hand. That's what we want with permanent makeup. We don't want standard. So the person needs to do their homework, and if they can't find me,
or just go see you.
Or just.
But you're easy to find. Where are you located, by the way, these days?
I'm located on Fred Waring Drive in Palm Desert.
So you have photos. We're going to have to go through those photos for the sake of time.
This client wanted a thicker brow and a medium liner, and then there's a different underneath, somebody who wanted a thinner brow, but still all very natural. This is what's very popular when I talk to you about a little thicker eyeliner on top that kind of wedges up. That is all the rage now.
So the upper eyelid.
But it still looks natural, right? That's a thicker line than on the natural. But it's still, you would not know if you saw her on the street. And that's immediately following procedure. That's how puffy you are.
And it didn't hurt. I mean, and we have to be careful.
It's not painless, but it's not painful.
But people are surprised that it didn't really
People are amazed at the eyeliner. And brows are easy anyway. Out of everything we do, lips are the most sensitive. Obviously, anything you do underneath your nose, you feel it more. That's why kissing's so wonderful, right? More sensitivity. If we have somebody who's hypersensitive, and we get them on the lips, we have a dentist around the corner. He numbs them up.
Oh, that's nice.
Sends them, they get there half an hour. He's been numbing my lips for 20 years. He's amazing, kept all my teeth, I have beautiful, beautiful teeth. And that takes that away. And he knows how to do the injection so that their lips don't swell, so that I have the right basis to work with.
So your lips are done, and
my
you just use gloss?
I just have gloss on for TV. Normally, I don't wear anything. But I wear pale colors. I don't want a lot of color. So you can have more color than you want, but the new youthful thing too is they don't even want that hard line anymore. To look younger, you just want the lip to be there, like a baby's lips. You don't want, a lot of people don't want, we can still do. If somebody wants a lip line, I'm not saying I'm not gonna do it, but the new look is just very natural, just a pale baby kissed lip. Here's another example of a natural lip. Now, would you know that that's permanent makeup?
No.
Right?
So she just wears gloss?
And 90% of the time, you don't even need to wear gloss unless you get chapped lips. So we live in the desert, it's very dry, so you're always putting on some type of chapstick. But yeah, that's...
So now I'm going to interview her for this show.
Right.
I mean, what's her biggest thing? Just the convenience of it all?
Convenience, I'll let her tell you her whole experience, but she said just the artistic ability to just give her a face when she gets out of the shower in the morning, just to have that.
Like she's ready.
She's ready to go. She puts on a little blush and that's it. She's out the door. It's amazing.
Okay, so you don't do blush?
People do. I don't. The reason I don't, if in the future, if you're ever going to laser, peel, tuck, pull, what's going to happen to that blush? I won't do it.
That's a good point.
You have people that will do it.
Because all of the skin rejuvenation techniques now are laser-based.
Right.
And if you have Wow.
Same thing with eyeshadow. It's a big craze right now. I won't do it because, and this beautiful, these
Oh, so
eyeliners.
eyeshadow over here.
Right, right. And these beautiful eyeliners that they're doing where, they shade into the corners and stuff. I won't do that because I know probably 60% of the women I do are going to have a blef. They're going to have their eyes done. And what's going to happen to that eyeshadow when they cut into that area or they have this eyeliner that's wet? We just don't do it.
So it ends up getting lifted in a weird place, in the wrong place.
Yeah, when they stitch it back, where's it going to be?
So it's not so much the immediate, you have to look in the future. Like if a girl's 28 or 30 or 40 or 50.
And I'm not going to do something for money that I feel is going to be
it's good.
A problem down the road. I see what's coming down the road.
So you keep saying trends. So don't follow the trends necessarily when it comes to this. Get a base of the lips, the eyeliner,
right, and
the
you
brows.
Can, absolutely.
And if you want to go heavier or follow a trend, you could do that too.
Right. Well, we wouldn't follow anything that was real bizarre, but yeah, a lot of people darker than me, I have lighter hair, lighter eyes, but people that have darker hair want a little bit more. So you're not going to say I won't do that, but you're going to do it tastefully. You're going to do it artistically, and you're going to do it that it looks like makeup, not a tattoo. That's the difference.
Karl Lagerfeld, the designer, says that trendy is the final phase before tacky.
Huh.
That
I'm going to use that.
Yeah. So it can become tacky if they're overdoing their eyes at 28 and then they're stuck with this
or if they've
permanent
got
tattoo
these
all over
brows
the place.
that are in the middle of their head, or their lips drawn way far out. Yeah, no, I'm not
So moving down. Okay, so we've talked about lips, scars, incisions, things like that. And as you know, I have a scar on the side of my head that you were maybe going to do that.
Well, we do scalp stippling, all different kinds. I'll give you a couple examples. This is what we do when...
Really?
Yeah, like the old-fashioned way. They've got new technique now, but the old-fashioned way to do plugs on a man is to cut a section and put the plugs in the front of the hair. So then they're left with the scar in the back. And
so there's got to be 1,000 guys in the desert with this little mark.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
But if they wear their hair short, with men, they sometimes start wearing their hair short, then they've got the separation. So what we do and what we'll do on your little area is just go in and mimic hair growing in so that when the wind blows or...
It does not look like, this guy does not look at all like he has...
Right. It's just camouflage. You're camouflaging a scar, and it's very effective. Same thing on women who have had cosmetic surgery, and especially if they have dark hair. Not so much with blonde hair, but if they have dark hair and there's the old-fashioned incision. So
what am I looking at here? Because it's hard to understand.
You're looking at a girl who had a facelift, cosmetic surgery, and they did a scar right through here. So when she pulled her hair back,
oh, I see.
You could see the separation. You could see the white through the dark hair. So what we do is go through there and scalp stipple and put some little hairs going, stippling. Scalp stippling.
Okay.
Kind of like how it sounds. I don't know who named it, but that's what we call it. And so then when she pulls her hair back, you don't see the scar anymore.
What about these incision scars? Because I feel like that's the dead giveaway.
Oh, yeah. Right. Definitely.
So you get those?
So what absolutely. So that's after one treatment. So what we do is we go through into the hypopigmented area of the skin, and flesh is not one color, it's a lot of different colors. So we go in there with some different colored flesh and we just camouflage it to the eye.
This is really good, by the way.
Yes, it is, and it's very effective. And where I live, there's a lot of that. So I'm in an area where it's high traffic.
Well, don't they know? This seems logical. Because look, I'm out and about, and I'm thinking sometimes I'll say, she looks really great for her age, and then I see the incision.
Right.
So this is an easy one.
Easy picks.
So you can do this with any color skin, obviously.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And skin's not one color, so you just got to be able to blend and match. And
that's where your experience comes in.
Yes.
Like on this, I would think that would be very difficult on light skin, but this is this is easy.
Well,
for you.
It's not easy. None of it's easy. My job is very taxing, very trying, very hard because I take it very seriously and I want it to look natural. I want them to look good. I want them to leave happy. The reward comes with the artistic ability to be able to provide that for somebody. And I love it. They love it. It's a great job, but it's not easy.
It's not easy. Okay.
Oh, it's very stressful work.
Because I know there's like courses for permanent makeup that people take? Because it sounds
There
like
are some. This is an ungoverned, unlicensed, unregulated field. You can buy a permanent makeup machine on the Walmart website, and there is somewhere on YouTube a girl who purchased this machine, and she's showing you how to do eyebrows on YouTube. It is the scariest thing ever.
So when you see that, that's...
Oh, it's like...
Did that ruin your evening by any chance?
Well, yeah, because people, they'll go do it for $100, and people go, oh man, I'm going to get this deal for $100. You know, this Walmart eyebrow. It boggles the mind. It's the fastest growing field in America today, and in Europe, and in Asia. It has now hit those areas. So it is competitive. It is, people are doing things they shouldn't be doing. Even in training, they're teaching. They don't know what they're doing themselves, especially with the new microstroking and the blades. You're taking a blade and you are etching into the skin. These people have maybe had a 2-day course, and they're going to try to do that. It's ludicrous. So like I'm saying, I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm trying to educate the public on what to look for. I can't do everybody. That would be insane. I can't even train enough people to do everybody. So they just need to pick their technician wisely, because if you're permanently tattooed badly on your face, I've seen women come to the shop suicidal, and I'm not exaggerating,
Really?
In tears crying, can you help me? What can I do about this? 30% of our work's corrective work, 30% of them I can't help at all. So they're left with laser removal. Sometimes it's scarred so bad, even if it's laser removed, you can't put it back in.
But the good news is, with predictability is, I mean, you give them a sample. They know what they're going to look like ahead of time.
Absolutely. We draw it on first. They know exactly what they're going to get before they get it. Or I'm not doing it. If I have a client and we can't decide on shape first, then I send her home.
Do they ever say, you tell me?
They ask for my opinion, of course. That's what I'm there for.
Yeah.
But until they look in the mirror and say, oh, I love it, that's how I want it, then we're not doing it. So if we have to add a little bit here, a little bit there, well, no, I don't like the end, that's a little too thin, or some of them go, that's, you know, I like my end a little up. Some want to, we don't want to drag, but yeah, there's all, you want to decide beforehand.
So we're going to take a quick break. We come back. What you can do for breasts, as far as the incision lines, or people that have gone through mastectomy, and also maybe tummy tuck scars, things like that.
Any type of scar.
All right. You're watching The Wellness Hour. I'm Randy Alvarez. We'll be right back.
I've had the permanent tattooing makeup done on my lips, my eyeliner, and my eyebrows, which I actually thought was going to hurt the most. It hurt the least. At first I started with just my eyebrows, and it made such a difference. My hair had just naturally lightened kind of over the years, and I used to try to draw them on, and I could never get it quite right. I was never happy with them, and it just frustrated me so much. So finally getting them done by Sheryle, who is amazing and just an artist, it just framed my whole face perfectly for me. I get out of the shower and there's my eyebrows, and it's so amazing. So then more recently, I got my eyeliner done and my lips done. And I wasn't too sure about the eyeliner. I thought it might hurt, but it hurt the least. I was amazed. And so now I just have eyeliner on. So right now I just have a little bit of shadow and a little bit of gloss on my lips. I have no other makeup on my face. And it's amazing to just get out of the shower and kind of glance in the mirror, and there you are. You know, it's not overdone. It used to take me somewhere up to maybe 30 minutes to try to get my eyebrows, my eyeliner, my lips done right, but still look natural. And now it's 5 minutes max. It's just amazing.
You're watching The Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. We're talking about permanent makeup today with the desert's go-to person for permanent makeup, and that is Sheryle Taffolla. Okay, so Sheryle, you know, the word permanent does, though, lend to scary, right?
It does scare many people, and you should be skeptical.
But you're conservative. I'm putting a label on you. That means when I look at your work, nothing looks overdone. Everything looks natural.
Right.
I mean, that's your whole thing, right?
That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing, absolutely. You don't want to look tattooed. You want to look like you have makeup on, and you want it done good. Okay,
so breasts, maybe in the nipple area.
Right.
What are you doing
there? Well, there are implants. There are reconstructive surgery after cancer survivors. There are reduction scars. So there are 3 different, ways you can go. There's scar tissue, and then after cancer survivors, lots of times don't have an areola, they don't have a nipple. So they put that back on, but it's colorless. So we do like a 3D, even if they don't have a nipple. So there is a separate surgery where they can form a nipple and we could tattoo it. But if not, we can actually make it look like there's a nipple with the areola by darker, lighter, darker, lighter. And it just like if you would paint it. You know how painters can paint something that's 3D? We do that on the skin. So it's amazing.
Like an art.
It is very.
In doing that.
Absolutely.
So it's like 3D. So it's like you're looking at it.
Right.
Interesting. And you can match up the skin, so if there are incisions around the...
Right. You throw some flesh around some people.
What about in the fold, like some, or, any
scar that has hypopigmented. I'm not going to work on anything that's hyperpigmented, anything that's hypertrophied, anything that's still red and
So if it's
angry.
raised, you're not going to touch it?
If it's gone hypo, if it's white.
Okay.
Then we can tattoo it. If it's still red or color, I'm not going to mess with it, but because that means it's not done
But
healing.
if it's 2 years later and it's still
and it's white, then we can tattoo it and we match it to the skin. Yeah, any scar. I had a gal that was, I was afraid to ask her what she had. She had these scars all across her chest, and they were raised, but they had gone white. She was light in skin, and I didn't want to ask her. I didn't want to intrude, but I said, well, what are your scars from? She dove for pearls, and the shells would scrape her skin and she would have scar tissue. So that was early in my career and very rewarding. Any scar from anything, as long as it's gone white, as long as it's hypopigmented and healed.
Well, good. Okay, so there's the beauty aspect. There's the people that have a tough time putting on their makeup because of their hands, arthritis or whatever, a stroke.
Alopecia.
A lot of that. Who would you like, if there was a group of, and we're out of time, but who would you like to see more of specifically?
I would say
that maybe don't know their options.
The 30, 40-year-olds that have to be to work, they're raising kids, they got a job, they're trying to do everything. That's women's role these days. We do everything. They need time, and it saves them time and energy. So I think that's real important.
So getting that makeup done, now you're on time to work, you're less rushed.
Right.
Your life is great.
Right. You feel good, you look good.
Your partner's happy because they're not waiting for you to get ready.
I have so many women that say, oh, my husband, thanks you. I get ready so quick. We can be on the golf course quicker. We can be out quicker. We can be at the cocktail party quicker. Yeah, so
we're out of time. Final message. Somebody considering lips, brows, eyeliner, scar revision, or whatever. What do you say to them? I
say, come see me, and we will consult on what would be the best for you. And we won't do anything until we've made a decision. I'm not going to sell my soul for the dollar. So come in and see me. If I can do it, I'll do it. If I can't, I won't. Okay, good. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thanks for having me, Randy. You're watching The Wellness Hour. I'm Randy Alvarez for now. I wish you good health. Thanks for watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news with your host, Randy Alvarez, the authority on health issues.